Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show, people. Big up to Lee Gunner for the raid, or I should say Southern Gunner for the raid. But big up Lee Gunner every single time. Big up Southern Gunner as well. Big up to everyone who joined over from the raid as well. Like I was saying, it's the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show, Man United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, Talking at Tottenham Talk podcast. So we will be here discussing Manchester United beating Newcastle United 3-2 at Old Trafford, Chelsea winning away at Brighton, and of course, so much conversation and so much fallout from Tottenham Hotspur losing to Manchester City, and calling out the fans and calling out the entire club as well. And people debating whether Spurs fans were right for wanting their team to lose or you should want to win regardless. So it's been interesting. It's been very interesting conversations. So we will be discussing all that. And with these three clubs all fighting for European places, because you got Manchester United in 8th, but joint on points with Newcastle United after today, Chelsea in 6th, and you've got Spurs in 5th as well. And on top of that, Manchester United have the FA Cup final against Manchester City. And if they were to win that, they would then get the Europa League spot with the team in 5th, and then the team that's in 6th would drop to Europa League. But before I get into the whole show, make sure you run up the likes on the video. Hit the like button right now, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. Make sure you do that. And on top of those two things, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And it is the last day of the 16 out of 10 teas, people. Last day you can get your 16 out of 10 teas at this price. Look at it, man. So you got it in black and white, have it in white and black. It's also in blue and white, also in red and black as well. Link is in the pinned comment as well. And to Warrior J, you just asked me, yes, 7th gets Conference League. However, if Manchester United finish 7th or lower and they were to win the FA Cup, then they would get a Europa League spot. The 5th place would still get a Europa League spot. And then the team that's in 6th would then get the Conference League spot. So, for example, let's say the table stays as it is now. Tottenham finishing 5th, Chelsea finishing 6th, and Manchester United finishing 8th. But then United beat City in the FA Cup final. United would then get a Europa League spot. Spurs would get a Europa League spot, and then Chelsea would then drop to the Conference League as well. And no, big up my nephew in the chat. No, not a solo thing. Jez is in the building. Surfer will be here shortly as well. Jez, hit me in the private chat when you are back as well. But big up to Barrio. Big up Warrior J as well. Big up Jason, everyone who joined over from the raid. AJB, Craig, Bruno, Stephanie G. Good to see you in the chat as well. And yeah, people, don't worry, man. Jez is here. Do not worry about that. Jez is in the building as well. What are you telling me, Jez? You good?
Yo, bro, what you saying, bro?
Oh, bless, fam. You already know. You already know, man.
I feel like I always say it, man. It doesn't been that long that we've been on the stream, man. It feels like a whole day, man.
This guy's such an idiot, yo. You're such a fool. You're such a fool for real. You're such an idiot. Such an idiot. Hey, Southern Guna, much appreciated for the raid, man. My guy, appreciated. Big up, man. You lot, make sure you go subscribe to Southern Guna if you have not. Shout out anyone who's cool with Lee. I'm cool with, so big up to you, man. Much appreciated for the raid, without doubt. But yeah, in regards to what's that? Because H is saying there, big up to nephew saying thoughts on your performance today. Good performance. Was it great? No. Was it fantastic? No. Was it a world-class performance? No. However, it's what I've been talking about the entire season is, one, you can, no matter the injuries and no matter the quality of the team, you can set up in a way where you don't just get walked through, where you are actually a cohesive unit and you're a functioning unit. And the second thing is application, applying yourself. And the prime example of that on the pitch is Amrabat. Is Amrabat the best midfielder? No. Is Amrabat a limited midfielder? Yes. But you know one thing that Amrabat does? Applies himself. He'll run around. He'll tackle. Even the Isak shot that he blocked, he has no right to block that. If he don't chase that down and block that, I think, was it 1-1? It might have been 1-0, 1-1 at that point.
It was, I think it was 1-1, I think, at that time.
1-1. So that goes in Newcastle's favor. But you know why he got back and blocked that? That's not skill. That's just will. That's just effort. And it's like, where has this been all season long? And that's why I'm so critical of the manager, because these players have been available. Amrabat has been available. Mayno has been available. Diallo, who personally was my man of the match, has been available. How all of a sudden is Casemiro and Johnny Evans not look absolutely trash and look absolutely awful at centre back? Yes, is there times Newcastle created and Manchester United look vulnerable? Yes, but Newcastle are not a terrible side. With Gordon and Isak, they have two of the better attackers in the league, and they've scored a lot of goals as well. They've scored a lot of goals, but it's like that performance has been there. But once you start putting players in positions on the pitch where, again, they're comfortable and they apply themselves, you are going to look like a functioning unit. That performance from Manchester United yesterday, because technically yesterday now, is night and day from the Crystal Palace game. It's night and day, but it's closer to the performance against Arsenal. So we can perform like that against against Newcastle United. We can perform like that against Arsenal. But then we go away to Crystal Palace, who are 12th, 13th, and we look absolutely awful. And it's 4-0 and could have been more. But we give Arsenal a game and lose. We give Newcastle a game and win. And I say this all the time, there's a way to lose football matches. If we would have lost today, would I have been annoyed? Yes. But we still was competitive. Newcastle didn't pull up to Old Trafford and beat us 3-4, 5-6-0. Like, it wasn't an embarrassing performance. Disappointing result, but not an embarrassing performance. Whereas against Crystal Palace, it was both. It's not only a terrible result, it's an embarrassing performance. And that has happened too many times this season, where the performance has been absolutely awful. And actually, some of the time, the result hasn't matched. But when the result has matched, that's when it's made people go, oh, Manchester United are awful. We put in terrible performance after terrible performance after terrible performance. But on the good side of things, like I was saying, gotta give Diallo his credit, 110%. And to everyone who was being super critical of Diallo, now if you're up, like, let the apologies be as loud as the disrespect. And when I say that, yes, it's only been a few games, but I'm saying that to the people who are acting like Diallo didn't deserve a chance. Because that's what I said the entire time. I was like, I'm not saying Diallo's the answer and we're going to put him in the side and all of a sudden Manchester United's attack goes from terrible to absolutely world class. But I'm saying give him an opportunity. Give him a chance to fail. Give him the same opportunities that Garnacho's had, Rashford's had, Højlund's had, Anthony. Those four. Anthony, Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho. Because they've got four attackers who've played the most this season, and they've all failed to deliver over a consistent. How many games them man there I just mentioned started? At least 25 plus. At least. Worst case scenario, probably more, but Diallo can't get 4 or 5 starts. That's all I'm asking for, and you see the difference. And then when you add that in with a Mano, who is also technically good on the ball, then you add that in with the Amrabat, and that's a good balance with him and Mano in the midfield. All of a sudden, even Bruno looks better today. Bruno looked decent today. He did. McTominay was just out there, just, running around. Garnacho was ineffective. But you see how much difference it makes, and we beat Newcastle, is the point I'm making. All of a sudden, we look defensively better. I'm saying, yeah, Wan-Bissaka is limited. Dalot always going to apply himself and try. Johnny Evans is always just going to be consistent. He's always going to give you a 6 out of 10 bare minimum. And Casemiro made some crucial interventions and crucial blocks at times. All of a sudden, Onana looks better. So that's my point in regards to the performance. But yeah, again, happy with the performance is too strong, but like content. Like, okay, there was some fight there. And it gives me some form of belief going into the FA Cup final. I'm looking past Brighton. Whether we finish 8th, whether we finish 7th, whatever. In an ideal world, I'm not going to lie, I'd rather we finish 8th. In an ideal world. I'd rather we just reset and went again in the summer. Went again in the summer and then went again next season. Because you know why? One, I think a lot of these players need a humbling who are still here. So to be out of Europe altogether. 2, it will. Yeah, go on, Jez. Go on. Say what you're going to say.
But if you win the FA Cup, though, they're going to be in Europe, though. So it's all depending on that.
Yeah, it's on that too. And of course, I want to win the FA Cup. Let me just clarify that. Of course, I want to win the FA Cup. But if we didn't finish in Europe, it wouldn't be. If we don't get Europe, it wouldn't be the end of the world, is the point I'm making. Because then players are more likely to try and get a move because their game time is now going to get limited.
Because some of the guys as well, their wage is going to get cut because they'll probably have clauses. They'll probably have clauses where if you're not going to be in Europe all together, your wages come all the way down more than it should be usually. Yeah. So yeah, like so some of them say, you know what, fuck this, man, I'm out of here. Which makes sense for them because they want to get as much money as possible. but at the same time makes sense for United because then you get them off the books and all that.
Yeah. And to Stephanie G says, Ahmad and Maino are ballers, not kick and run merchants. Exactly. And then when you put the quality in with the kick and run merchants, all of a sudden you get a team that functions. Amrabat's not so much kick and run, but he's a try hard, as Eddie would say. He runs around, tackles, runs around, puts himself about, runs around, makes it uncomfortable for the opposition. Yeah,
the only thing that was missing today was a fist pump. I'm still angry about that.
All we needed was the fist pump and the passion.
I'm still angry about that.
That's it. I'm still pissed. When he made that 50-50 tackle by the byline, that's what he should have done. But when you mix that Ahmad with, and then you have, not Ahmad, sorry, Maino next to Amrabat, all of a sudden you have somewhat of a function in midfield. And this is me saying that, knowing that Amrabat is not good enough. And I want better than Maino. But see how he just looks better. Because it's the crazy how we have some form of a midfield when those two play. We played Arsenal at home with those two and Liverpool away. Two of our toughest games this season, and they've been two of our better midfield performances. Why is that? It's because they both attempt to do their job. And they both apply themselves. And like I said, Maino has the quality in particular on the ball. But hey, I'll see it. To Warrior Jason's flawless. I know you're going to say sell everyone, but is there any players that you will keep for next season? Maino, Diallo. I would have kept Varane, but he's gone. That's it. Again, who's the next manager? Once I know the next manager and I know the style, then that's an easier question to answer, because then I can look at the team and go, okay, even though I don't rate you, you've fit what the manager is trying to do. So even though you're not good enough and need to be let go the season after, at least you can be here and you can be you can be useful to the manager for a season before we go and get better. So I always use him as an example. Victor Lindelof, not a fan whatsoever. However, if we go and I use De Zerbi as an example because we've been linked to him and we're trying to play possession-based football, you know who I think can do that to an extent? Lindelof. Now, would we still need to improve on him in the future? Yes. But for the first season, Lindelof stays and we're playing possession-based football, I go, cool. Now, Jez will be able to correct me if I'm wrong. If we go and get Flick, am I right in saying this Jez plays much more high-energy, high-intensity football, would you say?
Yeah, yes.
So Flick, not too far away from Klopp, correct?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, so he plays high-energy, high-intensity, I'm guessing high-line, right?
High-line, yeah.
I mean, the centre back tear up the pitch. So if you play in high energy, high intensity with my centre backs on the halfway line and they have to chase back and they have to go into fullback areas to cover, you know who I don't want in the squad? Victor Lindelof, because that's not his game. So I just use that as an example in regards to what I'm looking at. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, just those. I'm not fighting to keep anyone, Warrior Jake. That's what I'd say. I'm really, really not fighting to keep anyone. But like I said, I like the performance today. Again, it's stepping the right. It was a positive performance. Win, lose, or draw that game, the performance I can't critique heavily because the application was there. And did we ride our luck at times up? So goddamnly we did. Without doubt. Well, that's a Newcastle's bad finish. I already mentioned the Amrabat block for the Isak. For the Isak.
They were unlucky with the Casemiro getting the clearance off the line.
Yeah, Casemiro with the clearance.
They were unlucky with that. But even then, when you look at their goals that they conceded, like the Rasmus goal, it's a weak foot. It's this weak foot there, and I think somebody has to make a better block there. Ahmad, I said this literally on stream that Ahmad tried that like 2 times prior to that, so you can tell United was trying. So United was literally trying the all game. So and eventually worked out. Who scored the first goal again?
It was shit. Who scored the first goal?
Oh, it was Manuel. This was the freaky kind of.
The Manuel finish. Yeah, great finish. Great finish.
For me, I know that I can't be. I think everybody was still Trippier. I think Trippier's on fault because he plays.
Yeah, Trippier played him on side. Yeah.
It was kind of similar, but even then, because I think this was a good performance considering just the way we've seen United all play. But then again, it's just the same mistakes are still happening. The first goal, kicking it long. Defender wins the back. Nobody's looking to runners, and then Newcastle off that straight away score. And even prior to that, the half just literally started. What were you talking to these guys? Because they had nearly conceded straight away. And it's kind of like it was a good performance, in my opinion, considering for United standards this season. But you can still see what is the coach really telling to these guys? Because how are you coming out at half time and these dudes don't even look like they're even up for it?
No, you're right. But again, that's been Manchester United all season long.
Yes.
Because the ball's on the floor, that's why that performance will go, all right, cool. Positive. Good step in the right direction. That's what I would say. But Manchester United for you people. And yes, definitely, Dre, I agree. United always traditionally play better with high tempo football as well. And big up to my guy Eli, big up Sheik in the chat as well. And Eli mentioned it.
Yeah, big up, man.
Not going to comment, but he was talking about Ten Hag's in survival mode. Now all of a sudden you playing Diallo and Amrabat. And my whole point all season long was why not try play these, man? Just to see what happens. The worst that happens is they play just as bad as the players you replaced them. That's the worst because they couldn't. The bar was so low it could not get any lower with those two. Diallo wasn't going to go in there and perform any worse than any of our other attackers. Amrabat wasn't going to go and play and be any worse than any of our midfielders. Now, either of those two could have been just as bad, but they were never going to be worse. So why not try? Remember the whole thing, Diallo, this and that, and now Diallo's playing well. Now it's, wow, why is Diallo not been playing the entire season? I would love to know that. Before we continue, please make sure you run up the likes, though. There's over 60 people in here. We are only at 38 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. Let's get up to 50 likes, please. Let's do that expeditiously, people. Expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? And we got the Don Surfer in the cut as well. Yes, Surfer. What are you saying, man?
Hey, man.
You good?
My European brother, man. Hey, man. Hey, two teams in here. I mean, obviously, technically, we can still get the Conference League either of us, but it's still the same music. But hey, we take it.
Thursday night. So Thursday night.
First night party.
Real hoops. Real hoops.
Exactly, bro. None of the Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. None of this. I always think this lasagna.
The champions hype, man. The champions hype.
Yeah, champions hype.
The champions, but there's only one champion.
The way you can really judge a team is when they play Thursday and Sunday football. That's where.
You know what I'm saying? This is tough. Under the tough to, especially the traveling. Traveling as well. Yeah, you go into all sorts of work. Like, you know what? I want my get back on NS Mora.
Yeah,
give me that.
Really makes football players playing Thursday away at 5:30 UK time in Romania, and coming back and playing an away game at 2 p.m. in England on a Sunday. That makes real football.
And hey, so you're telling me at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. under the lights versus a team in Russia, then coming back and then playing 8 p.m. in the evening on a Sunday night versus fucking Ipswich. Hey, come on, man.
Hey, how about this? How about away somewhere in Hungary on a Thursday night, traveling back, and then the away trip to Newcastle?
Oh, real and getting 3 point both of them. Real men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then having the Premier League reorganize a game where you're going to have to then play on the Wednesday.
Oh man, Wednesday 6 p.m.
You man done? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lord, I'm sorry, man. I'm just glad my team can actually get the passport again.
Hang on, I think we're on the same stream where we're all happy this week.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
we're happy. Ten Hag has finally found his formula. Ten Hag in for next season.
Ten Hag in until game week 37.
It's all good.
Hey, you know what? It could have been worse. It could have been game week 38.
It could have been. And just to clarify for anyone asks me on that, should Ten Hag still go absolutely? Let me just clarify. To clarify that. Yeah. That's not because you're potching over there. That's why I surf. Yeah,
he's turned it around.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. Surf is potching. Yeah. Heard it.
I tell you what. If he finishes fifth on Sunday, I have no leg to stand on Poch out.
Okay. Hey, let's go,
man. I would accept Poch in, and I won't have a debate about Poch out for the entire summer.
Yes.
I will judge him for next season because I believe he's staying anyway if we finish sixth. If he gets fifth, he's defo staying. He's defo staying if we get fifth. And also, I will then go to that London Manager Award Association and demand they take that award away from Ange. He doesn't deserve it. It's amazing. He could finish 6th and be London Manager of the Year, and there's 2 other teams in London who finished above him. So I don't
know. That's hilarious. Actually, thinking about, because I forgot about the award, because that makes me think. Why is that award in January? Like, wait till the end of the season.
That's why it's dumb putting a award.
No, I'm saying, bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, anybody that makes a season award in the middle of the season is dumb stupid. I don't get it. Because I even forgot that Ange won it. To be honest.
Yeah, it's like they could have easily waited. And hey, Lewis in the chat. Yeah. Shove it, mate. Okay. I told you in the group chat. Shove it, mate. Big up to Warrior Jay. Comment. He says Bruno Fernandes on his. I will be here till when the club wants me, and the club wants me to be part of the future. If for some reason they don't want me, then I will go. All right. So Manchester United, Ineos, Berardo, the next manager, all of the hierarchy. This is now on you. He has now said this publicly. That
Judgment Day.
Not wanted. He will leave. So you know what? Let him go. That's what you like. Let him go. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it has a good Euros. Portugal get to the quarters, maybe the semi-finals, bumps up his price. They go out, and then we can sell him off the back of that. Maybe that's what it is.
What if they want to keep him?
Yeah, what if they want to keep him?
If they want to keep him, they better have a good reason. They better have a good idea as to why. There better be a good reason. Sorry, there better be some form of a plan. I don't like it. There better be a good plan.
Leadership, stability.
I'll let him go.
Even we saw him today. He battled through that game. He obviously had a hamstring injury sometime that second half. He battled through, laid on the assist for Højlund, and got the third goal like that. Big influence on Kobe Mino and Ahmed Diallo's performances. Obviously, they worship Bruno and the ground he walks on. And I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm going to smile in a minute. So,
are you done about worship? How about you don't worship falling down some stairs? You know what I'm saying? You do that, mate. You know what I'm
outrageous. I mean, I'm on the ground floor, so I can't fall down.
Could you not go up to the top of the floor wherever you're at and fall down?
You say that. I don't understand. Well, I don't understand the hostility.
It's a joke who says they ain't letting him go flawless, and that's a problem in itself. To me, I don't see the benefits to keeping him. We've got rid of Varane. As to why people have speculated and said it's most likely the wages. Cool. Bruno's also on big money. Why not? Why can't he be moved on? Because I believe his contract runs out 2025, but we have an year extension. Someone in the chat might let me know.
Yeah, I think it's a club option
of the year. Why? I don't get it. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan interested, among others. I think Saudi as well. Move him on.
Oh, yeah.
What has he done to stay here? Was he decent today? Yeah, I believe he was. He was decent today. He played well today. He was good. So I had a few Bruno moments, but I'm not critical of him for today's performance. I'm just saying in general. Yeah, he's one of the top earners, Josie. That's how I'm looking at it. So if it's, we're moving on Varane and Casemiro because of wages, why is Bruno or Rashford or any of the top earners above that? It should be the same energy. John Santos says Bruno has too many vans. We've sold much better. We sold much bigger players at this football club than Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, and they haven't had to deal with the hardship he has.
Yeah, that's really like it's gonna be all done today.
You know what? Yeah? I would do the show by myself. You know, I get why Troops does what he does, innit? I fully understand it. Like, I was on here with Troops the other day, and he was running jokes, and I get it now. I was saying, deal with the hardships.
You would think this guy. Do you think this guy lost tonight or something? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm losing now because I'm here with you two. This is a loss. You know what I'm saying?
I was just thinking, like, what if India's here? What if India's
fantastic over there? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
What if
I'd rather speak to myself. More sense. You know what I mean? Speak to you. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm just trying to say, man. Like, there's nothing wrong about. There's nothing wrong about United fans being fans of Bruno. Like, Ineos want to impress. Ineos want to impress the little kids, man. I don't want to see kids crying in Old Trafford. Bruno?
What did Michael Jordan say? Hey, fuck them kids. That's what he said, and I echo that in this instance. To nephew, who said Onki got the best chance creation. We actually had this discussion on Man United. And I can't remember the guy's name. It was a great point he made, and he said he's got the best chance creating. He's got the best chance creation, but then none of our attackers miss chances. So which one is it? That's what I want to know. Who's he creating all these chances for? Like Darwin criticized heavily for missing chances, but you can actually look at it on the list and go, "Oh, he misses X amount of chances." Højlund don't get chances. Where's I think it's 13. Højlund's got 13 big missed chances, and nobody else is in double figures. So who's he creating these chances for? Rashford's at like 8.
I think it's the spirit of creating chances you're missing.
Yeah. I'm saying that the creator of time and space. You don't see it's going too fast. You don't see it. The chance of creating too fast. You don't see it.
It's like Runton there to interpretate. What is it? Interpretate the space. That's clearly what it
is. He's creating chances with good intentions. That's what he's doing. He means well. He's creating chances. Means well.
Hey, to be fair, the chances Højlund scored today.
Before John goes, Garnacho's on like 8 big missed chances. He's got 8. So who is he again? If he's creating all these, who is he creating these chances for?
Well, look at that pass in the first half to
Maino. That was a good pass. The Maino.
That comes to the John Green.
Oh, you talking about the one just after?
The pass to He looked up. He still looked up, and he still hit it. He overhit it like that. So he still looked up.
You know what I'm saying? He saw his demons. Allow him.
That's what it is. So that's why I'm like, all right, he creates all these chances for who? Who's the because we know Højlund don't miss chances, and for all Højlund's faults, one thing I can't say is he's a bad finisher because he don't shoot. He don't get chances like that. He's not missed. He's not done a Darwin Núñez, who's missed. I think it's like 30 big chances or something like that, or 35 or something crazy. I think Ollie Watkins is like 4th on the list. Haaland's top of the list. I think it's Haaland, Núñez, somebody else, Ollie Watkins. I can't remember who 3 and 5 is, but the chat will let me know. Big up to TJ as well. Make sure you subscribe. So it's like for who? So yeah, if they want to let him go, let him go. I just want the same energy. It can't be let's get rid of Varane because of big wages and then get rid of Casemiro because of big wages, but then Bruno and Rashford and other top earners and Mount are safe. For what?
That Mount 250, man. Wow.
For what? That's what I want to know. And yes, Ibrahim, you're right, because he takes free kicks and corners as well, which will increase his. And that's what people get. And we ain't even dangerous from set pieces. It's not like he's Ward-Prowse on a set piece. If he was Ward-Prowse on a set piece, I'd hear it. He ain't James Ward-Prowse. What are we doing out here? Like, what's going on? But yeah, like overall, like I said, in particular today, good performance because we just applied ourselves. And if we do that in the final and fall short, because I really don't care about Brighton away, I hold my hands up and go, you know what? Fairs, we lost to the better team, but City ain't been all that. Drag them to penalties. That's what it is. We go out there, run hard, drag them to penalties. I favor us on penalties. But other than that, that's all we can do in that game. Like legit.
Did you see what Ten Hag said after the game?
What did he say?
Obviously, he was on the field giving his speech. And I saw one of the quotes saying, "You are the best supporters in the world. Thank you for your support. I promise you that those players will give everything to get the cup and bring it to Old Trafford."
Do you know the funny thing about those quotes? I don't know if it's true, but obviously I follow Staffy. Staffy said those are the same quotes from last year.
Sounds probably about
right. Hey, we go again.
But one thing I do agree with what he said is when he's like, "Oh, you're the best supporters in the world." Damn right. Manchester United fans are. Without doubt, because they turn up week in, week out, and this absolute barrel of shite you roll out week in, week out, and they're there. Old Trafford never empty. I'm saying Old Trafford is never ever empty. Ever. Even when it's friggin' a water park, it's still not empty. People show up. I'm saying leaking roof, people show up. Terrible food, people show up. Terrible team, people show up. Terrible form, terrible players. Your terrible press conferences. People still show up. Best in the world. Yeah, best in the world without that.
Here's the thing. Both Poch and Ten Hag, obviously Poch more like 4 games, may have found something. But it's too late in the season. Do you know what I mean? If they'd actually applied it 10 games previously, It may have been further up the table because of how bad this league is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The fact that I'm looking at Manchester United potentially finishing 7th with a minus goal difference is embarrassing with itself. But it's the fact that they could. I'm so like, where I am pissed at Poch is like those drop points against Burnley and Sheffield United.
Sheffield, yeah.
Would have put us on potentially 64. Right.
I'm just looking at right. I'm looking at right now.
64, I think. I believe right.
Yeah.
And then just
64. Yeah.
And then just one other result. Whether it's another win, we could legitimately be on 67 points right now. Right.
Yeah.
Be 1 point of Villa, who go to Palace on the last day. Yeah, and we're at home to Bournemouth.
Talk about
That's bonkers, isn't it? I'm not even saying like win another 10 games. I'm just saying win 3.
3 games.
No, exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like this whole close it actually is, and I say this all the time. Like,
that's mad. Like, it should be going like, shit. Villa are going to Palace, who are literally the most informed team, apart from the top 2 in the league. Right? They're going to Palace, not Palace going to there. They're going to Palace. Yeah.
Palace, yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've got Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth might be tough, but the form we're in, I think we'll beat Bournemouth. You know, might have been the most flattering of games, but I think we'll beat Bournemouth. But that's the thing. It's just narrow margins. It's like, man, the crap. And like Villa have been on shit form for like a month and a half. You know what I mean? Every time they had a bad result, Spurs had a bad result, and you know, Spurs had won, like, 2 games. They'd be right on them. Do you know what I mean? It's
literally like if he didn't, like, I should say this, like if he didn't drop the points versus Wolves at home, and didn't lose 4-0 to or 3-0 to Fulham away, we're talking about being probably above them right now. Like,
yeah, you're a point above them, or even if you just didn't drop the points at Villa.
Yeah,
Wolves. You'd be 2 points behind. You'd be 2 points behind. They're going to Palace, and you're going to Sheffield.
Exactly. Like, this is how actually close the table is. But it also shows you. But it also shows you how inconsistent everybody is. Literally from them areas, everybody and everybody has to blame themselves where they are currently in the season. Like if Chelsea don't end up finishing 5th, then you have to look at all the games prior. If we end up finishing 6th, we have to look at all the games prior. You know what I mean? United. All the games prior, like it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, if one of the teams just had just a bit more of a better consistency, like remember the whole running after we had the whole injuries, after our whole team got literally taken out. We went 6 weeks. We went 6 weeks without winning a game, so a whole month, and then we had pretty much 2 months of the season where we didn't win a single match and we still 5th.
I just thought not even another win. If we actually went to Brentford. Instead of playing the back 3, actually just played a normal one when they hadn't won. They'd lost 12 out of the last 15. Okay, we'd be 2 points behind Villa, but still, I could be okay. Well, we could beat them by a point because they're going to Palace and we got Bournemouth. And that's where you go. Well, your Pot just turned it around, and I'll just go, well, yeah, but look what you did previously. Do you know what I mean?
Talk about it, man. Like for real, like legit, and that's what it is. And big up to Ed who says I literally watched both speeches back to United, both speeches. Ten Hag did the same last year. Yeah, it makes sense. But like I say, we got FA Cup final to play, and there won't be. Yeah, just let me clarify this for those that are new here. Obviously, I don't do Manchester United finals. Like you lot should know that I don't do watch-alongs for finals contain where that Manchester United in, and I don't do watch-alongs for finals with English teams. Like let me scratch that. European trophies. So like Champions League, Europa League, no. Have I done FA? Yeah, because I've done FA Cup and Carabao Cup watch-alongs before. But yeah. So just to clarify, I was like, oh, why is there no FA Cup final watch-along? The man that may do it on the playback, but I will not be. I'm going to watch. I'm going to go see Sheik said there'll be one on Sheik TV. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go see my pops. You know what I'm saying? Go watch the final with him, drink beforehand to get through the actual game. Might drink an hour before. You know what I'm saying? Just because and I'm not seeing him in a minute anyway. So yeah, large up everyone that is tapped in. Continue to get your questions in, people. Please just keep them Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related, please. Of course, you want to make sure we get to your question. Super chat has one surefire way. We answer your question. However, the better questions we will get to as well. But I pretty much give my thoughts on everything Manchester United. But again, just shout out to Diallo in regards to him, because he was my man of the match today, and I thought he was exceptional. And I thought, no, not exceptional. I thought he was very good and a consistent threat. And that's all I asked for. Every time he got the ball, it looked like he was going to do something. Even the link up, the give and go in the box, and there's a great tackle from Jacob Murphy. It was him and Maino. And it's like, that's rarely happened all season. And that's all I asked for. I said that about the game against Arsenal. There's no give and goes. There's nothing with purpose. There's nothing with intent. He actually plays the game with intent. It's like he's trying to progress the ball forward. He's trying to create. He's trying to shoot and score. And that's all I asked for. And again, it dispels this whole myth about injuries, because we got injuries. But yet we can still put in that performance yesterday against Newcastle. We can still put in a performance against Arsenal. But we go to Palace and get absolutely destroyed. No, man, there's a way to lose. Keep stating. All of a sudden we look a much better cohesive unit against one of the better attacking teams in the league. Like, I'm looking here, Newcastle have scored 81 goals. They don't know mugs in front of goal. They've got 81 goals. They're literally only the top 3 have scored more goals than them. Only the top. Yeah, go on.
I don't know if anyone how it works out, but I think if you played, they did tonight against Arsenal, I think you get a point.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. I think you get a point, because now I think Arsenal didn't play the very best because you just didn't approach them that way. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they would have gone into a higher gear, maybe, and scored, but it's quite conceivable that you would have got a point, and then we would have heard their whining a bit earlier than Tuesday night. So, it's one of those. That's what I mean. It's like, why Amrabat's not been injured all season.
Nope.
Diallo's been there even after the Liverpool game. The reason he didn't play is because he got suspended in the FA Cup. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like these managers. Everyone's had injuries this season. Most of these managers have, legitimate injuries where like their squads aren't big enough. But these two managers in particular, like when I talk about Poch and Ten Hag, not Ange, because I don't think the squad's good enough. So when their replacements aren't there, they drop off a cliff. But there's been enough players around to how we've been playing the last 4 games that weren't injured. That could have been what we're playing right now could have been implemented a lot earlier, in my opinion.
Agreed.
For some reason, I don't think that question's even been asked. Why did it take so long? And don't give me like, Enzo was playing. Okay, well, you know what? I don't believe that anyone was forcing him to play Enzo.
You chose to play Enzo.
He chose to play Enzo.
There ain't no force. Chose to play him.
Chose to play him. Who's my starting right back next season? Well, it'll be Gusto, because James is suspended for 3 of them at the start. So there we go. I'm not even joking when I say, and Cuckoo's extremely high level. He's different class. Oh, right, yeah. So, like today was a perfect example. Cuckoo started left, back, then went inverted, and now he just kept chopping and changing it like that. And that could have been done like even 5 games. That could have been done 5 games ago. And we're like, it's like.
Could have changed the season.
Shitty season. It could have ended like. We could have still made. I still believe we could have made Champions League now.
You definitely could have made Champions League. I
think anybody from like 5th to 8th to 8th. Everybody.
Early April, we're 11th, or late March, we're 11th. And we're still.
Yes.
I'm saying now we still could have made Champions League from 11th. So rubbish this league is in terms of quality and stuff like that. It's just mad. Sorry, I think the red card. I think there's someone said it's 4 matches. I think it's like violent conduct or something like that.
It depends, because it's violent conduct. Straight red's free. Was there a straight red? Yeah.
Straight red, yeah.
Yeah, straight red is free, but then they can upgrade it if they think it's violent conduct. So
it definitely was. 2 matches. He kicked out. So he meant
they could definitely be like, all right, cool, we're gonna. But you know what? We'll go there, sir. I'm saying Chelsea, great form continues. 2-1 win away at Brighton, up into 6. Thoughts on the game, first and foremost?
Yeah, I thought overall it was a good performance. Brighton had chances-ish. I didn't think they tested Petrovic that much. I thought we had a penalty, but I think that was rightly overturned. I was just surprised they overturned it because they haven't done that for most penalties this season. So, Lamptey should have got sent off, in my opinion. I don't care about this. Oh, it's not intentional. I don't care. It's not intentional. I've seen people get broken legs and not mean to break the leg and get sent off. The Reece James one was the correct one. He's an idiot and nearly cost us because it's like it wasn't like it was in the 80 something minute, but there was still 10 minutes of injury time added on. So it was like a good 15 minutes. And Danny Welbeck always scores against us. I don't know what we did to him, but he always scores against us. But yeah, very good goals. Cole Palmer header is a very good goal because the Cucurella cross is not exceptional. So it's just more of just a blast in cross and see what happens. And the way that Palmer's able to just divert that ball. He's not even in the 6-yard box. He's actually outside the 6-yard box and just loop it over the goalkeeper. And that's what you get with Cole Palmer. There's no like standard, oh, that's a Cole Palmer goal. It's just all different. Take the penalties away.
It's just quality. Yeah.
He scores all types of goals, even with his weak foot, header.
Your quality, that's a great header.
Yeah, but like I said it on the stream, but Cucurella said fucking Palmer somewhere.
Yeah, probably. If you actually watch the whole of the goal, Palmer's actually starts off the move, and then he's just like running. He's just moving into
the box.
No one tracks him. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, what if he gets double team next season?" You can't double team him because okay, double team him. Then we'll just let some other of our players.
Yeah, exactly. If we're free up, like, if somebody gets double teamed, there's going to be space there for someone else.
Space, yeah. If you got a man mark him, double team, fine. Just leave space. Goal. And then what will happen? You won't be able to double team because you're worried, and then he'll just escape like that. When they go, oh, your Saka's always double teamed, which is a lie. He's not always double teamed, and even if he was, it's because he does one thing. He either uses speed to get past or he cuts in, so it's easy to double team, and he stays in that position as well. He hardly ever comes in. You know what I mean? Yeah, he hardly ever comes in. But yeah, good header, and then I think it was given as offside, but Jackson had a chance to play in Cuckoo and just wasted it far too long. And it's lucky we won because I bet like Raheem Sterling was going, they blasted me for not passing earlier or something like that. It's lucky because we won. But then the second goal was a good move. Gusto picked out and Cuckoo made a good run, scored, and then we got the balloon celebration, which everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, but what is that? What is the history behind that? That's the question.
I'm not sure exactly. It just happened.
Kid or something like that. You got a kid?
Hey, chat.
I don't think he's a kid. I just know he just random. Maybe it was a birthday or something, and he did it for somebody in Leipzig. But yeah,
those other type of balloons would be a bit of a scandal. So
hey, I'm adding med policeman. There's a middle-aged black man playing for Chelsea Football Club doing balloons on the pitch, man. Arrested dude.
That's crazy.
But yeah, good finish, and like then Jackson got fouled by the goalkeeper, and I was screaming for a red, but then I remember they're not going to send the goalkeeper off even if there was. They're not going to do that anymore. They double jeopardy and stuff like that. Yeah, they hit the post. We had a couple of more shots, but then Reece James did his stupid thing, and we went from comfortable for like then 5 minutes of uncomfortability when they scored, and then it was like, oh shit! This is going to be it, isn't it? This is going to be worked so hard, and someone's going to F us over, and I wouldn't have blamed Poch. So Poch got everything right today. But like Caicedo, another good performance. He went back there looking to impress because he changed his hairdo as well. So he went there looking to impress.
Hey,
he said, "Was I replacing with this believer, bro?" Nah, not happening. Like that. And Cucurella again, another good performance. The only performance I didn't. I'm not going to say Mudryk because he got taken out by Lamptey, so I'm not going to say he had a bad performance. I think Madueke was the only one I could go.
He wasn't
like even the last. He said two, even against Forest, it was like stuff like that. Sterling came on, did his bit. It was it was good overall performance. I take that referee for both sides today. Absolutely abysmal. Some of those tackles, I mean, I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine if you want to do that, but there's a limit. Do you know what I mean? Like Gusto, I mean, I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. I mean, he got attacked.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's a good performance. Didn't need better because he didn't even bring on Ben Chilwell, which was good. No need to spoil it. And we move on to Bournemouth and what will be Thiago Silva's last game for us. Probably will start. Will definitely come on. Yeah, and we've got a shot of finishing fifth. Can't rule it out. I don't think we will. Like I said earlier on the other playback stream, I think we'll be winning and Sheffield United will be winning, but there'll be like 8 minutes of injury time and the Spurs will score at the last minute or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It'll be typical Spurs.
Is it at Spurs or is it at Sheffield United?
No, it's at Sheffield United, which I don't think that. They're relegated, they're out, and they've conceded over 100 goals. You know, so it's like, yeah, but it'll be Spurs. It'll be the week that Spurs have had. It'll be them to just deny us at the end. You know, like that. Yeah. They'll secure fifth, and then I think the only way we go out of the Europa League, I think, is if you win the cup.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That's the only thing. Yeah. If we win the FA Cup.
I mean, what's guaranteed is definitely that both teams going to be in Europe. It's just you don't know. And I mean, we don't know. Man City win the FA Cup and we both going to be in Europa. So it's kind of like all this worry is kind of like then.
So to clarify to people, this show will be the Thursday show midnight because that's what's best for definitely Spurs and Chelsea, and we'll see what go on with United.
It'll be talking Europa League, or to change the name to. That's what we'll be doing.
We going the geography level. The geography level lessons here.
And facts will definitely not be here for that. Yeah, go on.
Hey, you'll have to. You'll have to get the obscure players for the thumbnail.
I had to do that for the Europa League.
Strasbourg Steve, he'll be able to find out who's the best player.
Yeah. Steve's the guy for that. Was no word of a lie. Last season, people, when we was in the Europa League and we were playing Omonia, and who's the other team? We played another team, as Eddie eloquently put it, the can't go back all stars. You lot, let me know. It was Omonia. Who was the other team in the group? Let me know in the chat. And when Ronaldo sued, they all sued. Who was it?
Oh, yeah.
Who else was in that? You know who I'm talking about. I had to go to Facebook to find
them. You know what I remember about that game? It's because behind the stands, it was just normal flats. I think behind one of the stands.
Yeah.
It was like just people just living there.
Watching. And just see Ronaldo from your back garden is crazy.
Just when if you do a thumbnail, just do United players, just leave it like that. That's what you should do. I've seen some streamers do that when they don't know who they are.
They're called Sheriff FC.
Sheriff, that's it. Sheriff, because their badge is like a sheriff's badge. That's the name of it. Yeah.
You should done Woody from Toy Story.
That was the team in the Champions League as well.
It was crazy. It was. But yes, I will, nephew. You're asking about if United do end up in Conference League. Yes, I will do Conference League watch along. So it'll just be vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You know, because all our team will probably play on the same time. So fuck it.
Yeah, we'll just be on the plate. And that's another thing for you lot. Yeah, the United watch alongs will be joint from now for the foreseeable all next season. You'll get us on the YouTube, but also on the playback as well. So there'll be joint people. So all our Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, whatever European competition we're in will be on there as well, people. Yes, without doubt. Let's see what else you lot are saying as well. Let me get to the super chat from Bruno, who says, Flawless, do you know LG and first and foremost, before I continue this, Bruno, who's LG? Are you talking about Lee Gunner? I'm presuming I don't want to get it wrong, but let me know who you're.
Yeah, I think it's Lee Gunner based off the quote. Yeah,
I'm guessing it's Lee Gunner. So why is it his fanboys like, yo, just be respect? I'm cool with Lee Gunner. That's my guy. Just be cool. I'm saying you have to say and his fanboys. You want to ask a question? Ask a question. Like it's really I don't understand that. Like just be normal. And just if you got a question to ask, cool. I have to say, Lee, LG. Yeah,
sorry.
On, Jess.
Cool. Nah, just check it. Also, let me pull it up real quick on the share screen. Let me get this tweet real quick, obviously, because Chelsea actually going to be in as of right now. So they're obviously going to be in the Europa League. I think Chelsea going to be in the first pot, I think. So these are the teams that we potentially
Oh,
could
you
be
know what?
seen.
This is good. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Jess.
one sec. Unless she just found it. One sec.
Yeah, cool, Bruno. Big up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna let you disrespect people I'm cool with. I'm not one of them
that's
guys.
what I'm saying. Like this ain't it, man.
Yeah, like that's it. Like I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? And call me a fraud because I don't read out you dissing people I'm cool with. I'm not one of them. I'm not like that's not. You ain't gonna catch me dancing to a diss track to one of my guys. Like I don't do that. But hey, people
this some type of shit that LeBron does.
Yeah, man, like, I operate different, but that's just me and that. Like if you two are rappers and you're going back and forth and someone disses one of you two, you don't go catch me dancing to.
I'm just saying, but Flores can only afford to deal only wants to deal with one Bruno in his life.
Yeah, facts.
No more Bruno.
Are you zoom in a bit, please? Can you zoom in a bit, please? If you can't, it's all good if you can't.
I can't. This is the most I can do.
Is it? All right, no stress. So pot 1, we've got Roma, of course, Chelsea, Porto, Ajax, Rangers, Frankfurt, Lazio, Tottenham, Real Sociedad. Then in pot 2 is Dynamo Zagreb, Salzburg, AZ Alkmaar, Braga, Lyon, Fiorentina. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no competitive.
That team is that Russian?
Czech Republic.
Right? Yeah, the team beginning with F. That's Hungary. Yeah, and the team with C, that's Serbian because I know the flag.
There's a team in pot 3 that I want.
And then we got YB. I know which one it is. I'm going to guess. Pot 3 is Karabag, Victoria P, Bodo Glint, Union St. Jura.
No. Hey, shit, this is going to be the just derby right there. If we get Tottenham versus Union St. Jura.
To shut you guys up, man. Let's do some unionistic streams. Never happened. Never happened. You frauds.
Hey, we was busy.
You frauds.
Dynamo Kiev, Ludogorets, Athletic Club, Hoffenheim, and then
Apple Benzema. That's an Israeli team.
There we go. Appreciate it. I only know that because they got the flags next to them. Salute to them for doing like this because I know the flags. And so we got Nice, we got Angela. Is that Brest? Shout out to Brest.
Yeah, Brest. But at the moment they're playing for Champions
League qualifiers. Did you say Brest?
This guy 20 Besiktas, Transport, FCSB, which I believe is a Romanian team. Bruges. And Panathinaikos as well.
Here's a question. Say you do win the Europa League. Wasn't there something about you and Nice not being in the same competition? Or is that not doing anything anymore? Or it's like whoever finished higher in the league gets into the main one. So if you win it, you go into Europa League. You should go into Europa League. But if Nice win it, I think Nice are going to finish in a higher position in the French league, right, than you are. Wasn't there a story about because they're owned by the same people? Or does that mean then you go to the Conference League Cup?
I think what needs to happen is that they would need to lower some of their clubs. What they own at Nice, they need to lower the percentage to make it happen because this is currently what's going on at Girona. Because Girona is currently at risk at not even getting Champions League, despite getting Champions League, because they're one of the Man City clubs. So Man City would need to lower their percentages at Girona, so that Girona can play Champions League.
I just remember a story about it. That was all.
Yeah.
So from that one, I potentially not. Can you bring up that the list? The
list again of the teams. One second, let me get it.
I just wanted to hear Nice, because there's only one game left, and Nice they'll finish in the Europa League spot because they're 4 points off of Brest. So they'll finish in 5th.
I'm sure now.
As long as they finish close to Brest as possible, it's good for them.
Okay, cool. I got it.
I ain't gonna lie. Depends what you're into.
It's good advice, life advice there. But
it's serious, man. Depends what you like. To be honest, you know what I'm saying.
So my dream, and I can't believe I'm even saying this. So my dream Europa League group.
It's not going to be group anymore. It's going to be also the league table.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to face Union. Union.
By the way, we're playing 10 teams. It's going to be 10 games, by the way. So obviously you can.
I want to face Union Saint Greenpeas or whatever they're called.
Yeah, we're like, hey.
Shut you guys. Have you noticed, Forrest? This is the first time this team has been mentioned in a year on this channel.
No. Ask Peter. We talked about you and James Law before in the chat.
Absolute bullshit. Peter's been happy in his personal life. He hasn't had any real time for us, and that's good. He's not going to talk to you, Jez, about Union Saint Germain or whatever they're called a year later after your let's do some streams. We're going to win a title. No. It never happened.
I told you we was busy, man. We was busy.
Yeah, busy. Yeah. No, we saw Europe last season. What are you talking about? So there we go. So you can hold that. You can hold that.
What is the actual like? So what is the actual change in regards to the Europa League?
So it's going to be.
It's going to be more games. That's all it is.
So it's going to be. So for all three competitions, the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, it's going to be a league table of like I think 30 teams or 32 teams, and the first 8 qualified to the first 8 in the league table qualify straight to the round of 16. Well, I think team from like 9th to like I think 21 or I don't know, I can't 9 to 16 I think they all of them play playoff round to get to the round of 16. This how the league table is going to work, and I don't know how the drawing team's going to be, but you're going to play 10 games in the table from up first, and obviously you're going to rank up the table then throughout them games. And I think the way the teams getting picked is based on the coefficient. So there's probably most likely you're going to play two teams in the first pot maybe, and then all the rest of the 8 games going to be
I cannot wait for Victor Osimhen to bag a hat-trick against Union SG. I cannot wait.
It says the biggest change to the group stage is that it will become a single 36-team league stage.
36,
Each side faces 8 different teams, 4 at home, 4 away. The top.
So I guess then, are they saying that
the top 8 overall advance directly to the round of 16? Sides from 9th to 24th will contest the knockout round playoffs, with the victors going through to the last 16. From then on, it's a straight knockout. Jesus Christ.
And this is for all 3.
If you're pot 1, you can't face anyone in pot 1. Is that what it is?
I think you can maybe one team in the pot 1, maybe. Just maybe. I'm not sure.
These are I don't know why. I just whatever. I don't know why they needed to do this. Obviously, they're taking concepts from the Super League, so that's why they're doing this. I don't know why they need to do it for Europa League. I really don't. But it's one of those. I mean, listen. Last 2 times we were in this, I barely paid attention to it, and we strolled through. I think we were undefeated in the last time, and we didn't even need to win it when we thumped Arsenal because we already qualified for Champions League through the league. So, listen, I know it's a different time and everything like that, but I think next season we should obviously contact is key, but kicking off next season we should be going all out for this.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. So become a 36-team league stage. Each side faces 8 different teams, 4 at home, 4 away. The top 8 overall advance directly to the round of 16. Wait, so 36 teams, 4 at home, 4 away. So it's not. How is it a 36? So who did they decide who plays who? Because not everyone plays.
It's going to be based on coefficient. They're gonna pick it. I think it's going to be a computer who's going to decide who plays who.
Okay, so you might actually do well against the opposition you're playing, but then you might not be good enough to be in the top 8. And then it says
because goal difference. It's going to be like the normal league tables. Like goal difference going to matter in order.
Okay, then it says from 9th to 24th will contest the knockout round playoffs with the victors. They just complicating simple matters. Right, I suppose they want more bread. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? Before we obviously move on, give me what's it called? If there's one team I want to play, give me Prest, man. Give me Prest. I want Prest, man.
You want Brest? Oh, then Brest, man. Hella Brest,
I think he wants that normally, let alone
Yeah, facts. Like here's the thing is, if someone loses to Brest, it'd be like, oh, it's all gone tits up at Brest. He's doing that already, man.
That player was a real boob. Before that game, you were all chest.
Will Brest be good enough?
If you get Pressed, I need to say that.
Yeah, that'll be all the bars and that, innit? Our breast good enough to get 2 cups. You already know, man. All that type of stuff, man. All them breast jokes. And you know they gonna draw an English side. That's how the content creator universe works.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works. So if they win the championship,
you lost them. You didn't know how to handle breasts.
Don't know how to handle breasts. Yeah, 100%.
You were holding the 2 pieces of hot press right there.
Man. Like when they're under, the cushion, the Aeon, they'd be like, "Yeah, Manchester United coming on to breast now." That's what they're gonna say.
Hey, breast ahead of us.
Oh, they're gonna be in the champs. They're gonna be where's your chest for breast? Yeah, exactly that shit. Now they're gonna be in the champs. Oh no, they'll be in Europa because there's only 3 in the
I think they're gonna be in the Champions League playoffs.
Oh, just 4 qualifiers.
So they could potentially still end up in the Champions League, but then if they don't, they drop down to Europa.
That's it. For real. It's like it's all mad. Hey, but before we continue, you lot, because we are gonna close out after Jez has his say on Tottenham Hotspur. Run up the likes. There's over 90 of you lot in here. We're only at 64 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell. We're approaching 11.5k. There will be a 11k party at some point soon, people. Probably the first weekend after the Premier League season. No, not even the 25th. Probably the first week in June. But we are definitely going to do, because we celebrate milestones around here. So we're definitely going to do an 11. You're a joker, Eli. Yes, we're definitely going to do 11k subscriber party, because for those that don't know, you see 16 out of 10. That came from the 10k party. That's where that became a hotline, and shout out to Troops because he made it a hot song. But people have been asking, Warrior J's been asking, there's been a lot that's been said. Jez, thoughts on, again, I know you spoke on it yesterday, but Ange, further information came out, don't know how reliable it is, stating that somebody from inside the club, we don't know who, I think jokingly said to Ange that he should play the youth team. So that City win and Arsenal don't win the league title. So just thoughts on everything that's gone on.
So now, pretty much, obviously, leading up to the game, there was the whole thing of should Spurs fans want to lose the game, because what did it mean if Spurs were to win or even draw the game against Man City, Arsenal probably would have the hand in the title, and obviously Arsenal win on the last day. Arsenal win the league title then, and obviously there's big debates all over the socials. Spurs fans going at each other. You have Arsenal fans doing photoshops of Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli in Tottenham jerseys. You see 2 elephants in Arsenal and Spurs kids, and the title is like called North London United. All this type of things. You're seeing prayer-alongs from AFTV and all other channels. Shout out to all the Arsenal fans, all the good ones. Shout out to you. You watched us lose 2-0 for 1.5 hours. So yeah, man, it's a bunch of things happening. And obviously, before the game, Ange was talking about, obviously in the interview, he would never come to a game and try and fit in the mentality is to lose. He always wants his team to go out there and perform just as if it's a normal game, regardless of what it would mean for another team. And which I agreed with as well, because for which is going what I've gone into next probably, because I didn't watch the game. Because I said I'll be real. I didn't really I wasn't actively rooting to City win the game, but I wasn't really like, yo, Tottenham go getting the result because Champions League was on the. Because I don't want to see like I said it before already. If I'm already done, even if you get Champions League, I'm already done. So I take my rivals with me, and you come down with me. Now I'm saying like you exactly you suffer on the trenches with me together, bro. So this is how I felt. But I didn't feel like wanting to watch the game and then see City score goals and go and celebrate them goals and that. So I didn't feel like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me stream on Twitch, let the game go. So we lose 2-0. Tottenham fans are happy. Arsenal fans extremely mad at Tottenham. How can you not get a result against City because we're not the better team? You would think in football that the better team should supposed to be the worse team. Even with about that, and I said this to many people before. City never played us in this type of scenario at our ground where they have to go and win the game in order to win the title. And see what they did once they have, and this is the difference between teams like City and everybody else. When they have to get it done, they get it done, and they're showing us potentially, most likely, for 4 years in a row where they're winning the league, winning it late in the season because they're making extremely crazy runs, closing out the league title. So the controversy thing, obviously, I go with the stadium one first, where there was a fan going at Ange, saying that he should go and throw the game. Now, I don't know if this was a Tottenham fan or if it was somebody just there, an Arsenal fan maybe, who got a ticket. I don't know. But if it was a Tottenham fan, for me, it's like, and we talked about it. Why go to the stadium if you already felt like you don't want to win the game?
Agree
so
with that.
if you win the game, so if you score goals, like, you're just not gonna be there and celebrate. Like, you might as well stay home and hope we lose then, rather than go and give the tickets to somebody. Because you saw when Son missed the chance, you saw the Tottenham fans go like, he should have scored. So there were Tottenham fans in this.
Tottenham fans who wanted you to win the game, 100%.
Yes. Like, everybody, like, there's so many people that acted like, all the Spurs fans in the stadium wanted us to lose the game. No, they came to the game with the mindset of wanting to win. There were, of course, Spurs fans who wanted us to lose, but this is who I exactly call out. All those people that went there, and especially that guy that went after Ange. Why are you telling the manager to throw the game? This is not any manager, any profession, any sport. You don't tell a manager go and lose the game. This shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. And for me, I think this is where the manager was right with the being angry at that fan, and the fan got ejected from the stadium, so he got sent off. And
did he? They ejected.
I did not know that. So he's probably gonna get a ban or something, and rightfully so. Why are you going to the stadium telling the manager to throw a game?
I agree with that. No.
Shouldn't do that. So obviously now then after the game we lose 2-0. Let me go to the Son chance, because people think Son missed it on purpose. But
please talk about that, because I'm gonna give my thoughts on that as well.
Because for me it's stupid, because you said it perfectly already, and I was like, you know what? And I was like, because my stance on it was before that, Son didn't miss it on purpose because he literally put it on target. Ortega just made a really good save. Like, if he wanted to miss it on, obviously Flores made more examples that I didn't think of, and it makes more and more sense. But if Son wanted to miss it on target, he doesn't even shoot then, or he puts it way off target.
You put it wide.
You put it wide, bro.
It's not like he didn't shoot with a lot of power. Like, he shot with enough power, whereas if the keeper Ortega doesn't make the save, it's going in the net.
Exactly. It was going into the. It wasn't like it was going to go wide. It was going into the net if Ortega didn't make the save. And then, like you said, Son is not making all the effort to go and press at Kanji from that mistake. If he wanted to lose the game,
exactly,
he's not gonna. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy.
That's what makes no sense. The ball's bouncing. He's sprinting towards Akanji, moved him out of the way, headed the ball forward, ran down on goal to get in front to miss. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. No, Son didn't miss on purpose, because guess what? If you watch other Spurs games, I guarantee he's missed chances before, like all strikers do. What are we talking about here?
I know we are familiar with Son being a clinical finisher, but you haven't watched Son all season, and oh my god, amazing these finishes. If this was Harry Kane, then you guys would be obviously be like, yeah, Kane. But Kane missed chances too. We saw Champions League.
Exactly. I see Kane miss a penalty for England, and he's one of the best penalty takers. He's just in Europe. He's one of the best penalty takers.
We saw him literally sighting at obvious chance against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals as well. So it's like, it's crazy, bro. So, and people trying to go at Son after full time with him laughing with Pep telling him something in the ear. I don't know what Pep told him. He told him, thank you very much, sir. Sonny, you saved my seasons and shit like that. Those are Pep behavior, the way the guy behaves. And obviously, it's the end of the game. And by the way, that's why all the people on the weekend saying, why did Spurs did the lap of honor? Because of the exact reasons that I will say on the weekend. Look at the atmosphere at the game. You have fans out there who didn't even want to be there to win the game. You have fans out there who tell the manager to throw the game. What type of atmosphere would have been if you would have won the game and then the families and everything come out? And it was super late as well. But yeah, man. So this is all the incidents on the field. And you saw Radu who made that block as well. You saw the passion, bro. This guy was out there trying. These guys were trying.
Dragonson for the Bernardo Silva one, but they're trying to throw the game. With Dragonson with a goal line clearance.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like you said, professionals doing their job, man. And people trying to act like they're not professionals. And I called it, by the way, saying that we're probably going to lose 2-0, but we're going to put our best performance in the last month. And it probably was our best performance, high key. But yeah, now we go into the quotes. Obviously, what was said after the game, which was obviously I'm saying in the last 48 hours, something of paraphrasing. Sorry, if somebody can get the quote, appreciate. But
somebody can. Which quotes do you want before you carry on?
The 48 hour. The 48 hour.
Oh yeah, the 48 hours. Yeah. Oh, hey, Warrior J or anybody in the chat, please, or any of the Angie.
It was the last 40 hours. It really showed him about
the football club.
Yeah, the foundations that people they're weak or vulnerable or something like that.
Yeah, inside and outside.
Inside and outside.
Yeah, also the football. This was pretty much what he said. So if you ask me, 100% get what he was trying to say. I don't blame the manager necessarily and think he was in the wrong of saying that. We're going to get into that shortly. But for me, the only thing where I say is the outside one. If he was just talking about the incident with the outside, with the fun that he had in the stadium, then I can agree with him. Why are you telling the manager to go and throw the game? He's trying to do his job. Let the manager do his job. But if he was talking about everybody else who was telling him outside, that was all the fans who wanted to lose the game, I mean, you pretty much came from Celtic. You know the rivalry between Celtic and Ranger, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's true.
For me,
that is true. Actually, that's a valid point.
So for me,
go on, carry on. Sorry to cut
you off. For me, you should know what these type of rivalries mean to a football fan. And Abby, I think his name was Abby Summers or something, the Tottenham fan.
Yeah, he was on DR Sports. Yeah.
She made a good point talking about how nobody's gonna, because obviously all of a sudden Arsenal fans are concerned of us not getting Champions League football, or you could potentially end up being in the Conference League. So you guys care of us not being in the Champions League now, all of a sudden, after we lost the game. Now you guys care about, you could have gotten Champions League. You guys didn't care. 2 weeks ago, you guys were calling us overrated and shit. Small club and all that. All of a sudden, it's like, but you could have in Champions League just because we couldn't do you a favor. Crazy to me, but she made a good point that nobody's going to remember in like 10, 20 years that Tottenham made Champions League and didn't end up winning the Champions League the following season. But they will remember that Tottenham won after the league title.
And I agree every single time. I agree with that. I agree with 100%.
I agree with Abby. Nobody's care. And we literally talked about it. We went to Champions League and bought Brian Gales and Emerson's.
Right.
We were outside Europe. We were outside Champions League. We're buying Van der Vens, the Romeros and all that, the Vicaris, the Odois.
You bought Forster in the Champions League.
In Champions League. We bought Richarlison with Champions League. What are we talking about? Like, we don't need and so all the people saying, but you need Champions League to sign good players. No, we don't. We usually buy shit players when we get Champions League. And Dombele, Lo Celso, another two guys that we bought with Champions League now. You know, so Champions League is not the end of the world for me. And I'm fine with being in the Europa League or potentially even Conference League, depending on how the scenario is going to go. So, with the inside quote now, but the outside quote. But if he was to talk, I'm wrapping the outside one.
I think it's the inside.
Yeah, the inside. We go into the inside one because we were talking about yesterday too. But for me, it's like the only thing where I'm kind of disappointed with the match, or say he's in the wrong, is that you can't blame Tottenham fans wanting to lose the game because they don't want to see the rivals win the league title, if that would have meant. So I feel like, as much as I get you want to be professional, these fans, it's a tribalism between those two football clubs, between Arsenal and Tottenham. It's a rivalry.
I said it earlier in playback. That's why you should watch playback, because we say great things on there as well.
Yeah.
That all the Arsenal fans, I do believe in football in gods, by the way, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You didn't need to say I'm supporting Spurs or I'm backing Spurs. All you need to say is, I just need Man City to drop points. And just leave it like that. That's all you need to say. Don't even need to mention Spurs. No one knows they're playing Spurs unless you tell them. Like that.
Yes.
And second of all, let's be on point. Arsenal just needed to win one of these games. Villa, West Ham, Fulham. Or be more.
Tottenham Hotspur, they dropped points against Spurs.
Yeah, or be more.
Or Chelsea.
Or have more guts going to see. But I said, I tweeted out earlier, I was like, don't you like super chat like on Said one, like Gunley was on it going, oh yeah, we progressed, and we didn't lose it because we didn't beat Fulham and West Ham. And I said, you did, because at that time, and I included Liverpool in that. That was City's worst form under Pep in the Premier League ever, ever, right? Just think that, and League. I've been watching Liga. He's right. If they just won one of those games, they're literally going this weekend and probably win the title.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And these are the match, and I see people trying to make it out to be, it's been still a successful season. Back out of here about that shit. If you go, if you would have gotten.
Yes, I keep saying it's like. I keep saying Arsenal fans don't fall into this. And it's not a shot at Liverpool, but Liverpool fans did. Don't fall into the look how many points we got, look how many wins we got. If it doesn't result in winning a league title, I don't give a raging doodah how much I've won. I'll win the league, winning only 23 games and drawing 14 of them and losing 3. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Losing 1 or something. I don't care. No. It doesn't matter. That's what remember. That's what I hated about Liverpool. But at least with Liverpool, they actually added silverware though to some of those seasons. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. Like Arsenal just tweeted out something today. I don't care. Some of the preview. I don't care. This team is special. What is the evidence that it's special?
This team is barely any. This team is barely any special than the Pochettino Spurs set, and I keep saying that, bro.
That's like going to the Olympics 100-meter final, not chatting to anyone who finished in the medal position, but picking up the fourth place player. Fourth place.
Oh, I'm trying to say that, bro.
You really got to finish fourth.
And people trying to say we're trying to banter and shit. Yeah, we are banter. We're taking the piss out of Arsenal right now because all the things that you see throughout the season, like I said, if Arsenal didn't want it to be the best out of position team in the world against City, and you take actually the risk to go and beat them.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about it from yesterday when you said it. They were the best out of possession team. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said after the City game. Yeah, remember? Don't you remember after the City game? That was the thing. After the City game, they're the best out of possession team in Europe.
Here's an idea. Maybe if you had more ambition and more possession, you might have won it.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's crazy, but yeah, man. To go back into the course, no, this is where I go inside and say, when Ange was talking about the inside of the club. So today there came reports I was talking about how there was a staff member. Let me get quickly to the end first, real quick, so I can just read it again.
Of course.
I'm not gonna bring it up, but obviously because I can just read it for myself.
Yeah, cool. I've got some of the quotes on there as well, anyway, because Warrior J's been kind enough to put them in the chat. But go on.
The report was from Jack Pittsburgh, who's a tier 1, who's quite reliable as well. Said most aggregating of all to Postecoglou was the sense that a few club staff, many of them who are Spurs fans, had been relaxed about losing because of the title context. While the majority of the club staff had been focusing on their work as normal, the prospect of losing to City had been a theme of jokes among a minority of staff for the last week, when one of the members of the support staff joked to Postecoglou that he should play a youth team against City. The manager was furious. So now Flores sent me that earlier, and I saw that just a couple minutes even prior to Flores said that. For me, and I even told that to Flores in the DMs, whoever that was, in my opinion, you have to get sacked from the football.
That person should be fired on the spot.
I said that I said it some different GC, and a different GC as well, and somebody was trying to make it out to be that I was capping. I don't believe that I feel that way. No, because
I think
because for me, and I said this, I used this example, not example, but I said this in this way that I understand that you're a Spurs fan and you work for the football club and you don't want to see Arsenal win the title. But if you're a Spurs fan, but you want to work in this line of professional, don't work at Spurs. Go work somewhere else. Because when these type of things happen, it shouldn't be a thing of but if Arsenal win the league title, so every time when Arsenal win the league title, we can potentially help them win the league title. You're gonna go there, joke around, and not take this serious. No, and this is where I'm trying to say this is where I agree with the manager. That's unacceptable for me, and I understand why the manager's furious because he wants to change things. Obviously, there's people saying, there's Spurs fans who think that no, but where was all the for example, tactical changes? Where was the London Wang thing at left? And I kind of heard it, to be fair. And Ange said after Burnley that early in the season it was too physical demand. But between Burnley, Chelsea, and Liverpool, there was only like a week apart. You could have played one of them and left back. But I don't want to go make this a thing of Ange was doing this period and what he was said yesterday. Let's actually look at this thing of what's been reported of the fact that there's people at the football club who's not taking their job seriously, and we never want. And this for me, because I always talk about it, people trying to come. And ironically, content is trending because of the interview, his exit interview. Ironically, it's only Arsenal fans who are putting that out. I don't see no Spurs fan. I don't see no Chelsea fan. No Liverpool fan. It's only Arsenal fans. So you can see they're just angry that we couldn't get the job done. But for anybody comparing the content and the Ange thing, were both of them going after the football club with them quotes? Yes, because they literally, because as you saw yesterday, pretty much, there came reports about that. But one did that to protect his ego and his reputation. One did it because he actually wants to bring change to the football club and actually wants to make a difference in this football club and wants to start being successful. That's why I'm so much with the manager, because you can see he's taking accountability. He's taking the fact that, this is not good enough. He needs to go and change. Top four is not. He talked about earlier this season that top four is necessarily not as successful as this season, because just us getting Champions League doesn't mean all of a sudden, oh my God, like he didn't want to win this game because we want to get Champions League. He wanted to win the game because this is just him as a manager wanting to win every football match. So this is why I struggle to go after the manager for what he said yesterday, because I can fully understand his intention of wanting the best for the football club. What Conte was doing was, no, I just want to protect my ego, because he couldn't beat,
that's what he had.
He couldn't beat Southampton that was relegated. Ange was saying all that after losing 2-0 to City. Come on, bro.
Here's the thing, right? With the state, with the especially if he finishes sixth and loses to Sheffield United and we finish above it.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that has to worry Spurs fans is, okay, what are you going to do? Because Daniel Levy, for the most of the season, has not really been mentioned. There's not really been Enoch out, Levy out stuff this season, because Spurs have been playing well, or so for most of it. Or everyone's liked it because they've got away from the 3 years of Conte and Mourinho and all that shit. But
Nuno as well.
And he's coming out now. But he comes out again at the weekend if you finish it or whatever he comes out, if it's not even a good performance or a good result.
Yeah.
My worry as a Spurs fan would be, this guy could walk in the summer. He could literally go, if he's not seeing any, because that squad needs a lot of work. Not the first team, maybe. Competitions to the first team, like a winger, something like that, another midfielder. But if he doesn't see anything, like, I don't think it will happen, but you understand, if his first signing is Burner, then I'm like, then you know. But the problem is, if he's not back, you could easily see him walking, or you could easily see the main news in Spurs all summer will be rumours of Ange not happy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
exactly.
blah. And then by the time the season starts, you lose the first game, he might just go, I'm done. If you haven't signed it, he might just go, fuck it, and move.
And you see me, I don't think he's going to walk. But then what you could see is a thing of, he's just going to start the season well, and then fans are just going to turn. People already turned on him because of the quotes and shit, and because certain fans feel like he was questioning the what's the word I'm looking for, the fans' opinions or how they should feel about these certain things. And to a part of a degree, I get it, but I'm just looking over the overall bigger picture. I'm not about the whole trust the process or nonsense. If I see things wrong from the manager that I think the manager did wrong, I call it out. There's nothing wrong about that. Because you should always be balanced about your own things about the football club, but also balanced about the manager's views and what he's trying to say. So no, do I think he's ever going to walk? No, I don't think manager's just going to walk like that. But I could see a scenario where earlier parts of next season he could get sacked because, like you mentioned, maybe the club doesn't back him.
I would love to know when he said he was a support staff. I'd love to know what position they was in at the club when he said support staff. I'd love to know that,
because there's still certain staff members who were already here. Over the years, like the Ryan Masons were still here. Maybe some of the kids staff and all that. And
he can't mention it because everything's a lawsuit these days.
Exactly. He wouldn't say. I'm just saying. I would love to know, because it's different if it's a man or if it's a coach to the assistant to say,
maybe if that person leaves,
Inception is
and then
saying,
after a while he's get paid off or whatever,
Yeah.
and then after whatever they sign or whatever it is after that.
The non-disclosure thing, and for me, based on the reports that I've been seeing all from the team ones as well, for me there's some positive. They're talking about staff room changes. They're talking about that they want to back the manager. Even if I don't know how, obviously, I don't think we're going to spend crazy amount of money, but there's an idea of wanting to back the manager. Now, this is where I look at the manager though and say, because you mentioned this, the Team Werner thing. No, it's the club times Team Werner, but then he comes out and talks about how he's a good personality and this is one of the guys that I like him. I can't sit here and back the manager with this.
Agreed.
This is the guy. If he goes to Chelsea and says, "Yo, Levy, pay 50 million to Chelsea and give me Conor Gallagher," I can't back the manager for these type of things. Then this is then where I'm like, you're saying all these things. That's why I say, for me, over the summer, I'm just gonna be balanced. I'm not gonna have a crazy bias towards the manager because I'm just pissed in my own feelings that the manager wanted to beat Man City, so Arsenal can win the league. I'm not gonna be in my feelings like that. But also, I'm not gonna be overly. I'm 100% with the manager because next season I need to see progression. I can't see us losing to Fulham, not 4-0. I can't see us losing Wolves at home 2-1. We lost twice to Wolves this season, by the way. And for me, it's kind of like
join the club.
Bro, it's crazy, and it's like
Flawless beaten twice.
It's crazy, bro. And Flawless is behind both of us. He can't finish ahead of us. I'm saying, and
people will still back this year when you got man shushing the crowd and all them things.
I'm also talking this about he potentially could finish fifth in his first season after everybody was telling how shit our team is and stuff. And it's not great. I agree. And like I said, I heard positive news, but I can only judge of what I can see in the summer. So for me, it's up to the manager of who he's gonna target and tells me who he likes and who he doesn't like. It's gonna be up to the club who is getting sold. This is one of the things because we know that one of the biggest things that I have is that I don't think it's necessarily the backing of the players, but get the players in because I feel like with Conte and Joseph, the issue with them is that they target players that we just never gonna buy. I think guys like we can go and sign Conor Gallagher, we can go and sign Timo Werner if the manager wants them. But these are not going to guys that can help us elevate next season.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, just like Flores is on the clock. For me, and as a manager, you're on the clock. I want to see adjustments in your tactical approach in the preseason. And TV and the sport, I want to see. You're going to be on the clock. Are you going to back the manager? Because we're trying to build something here. The manager is really trying to make sense. And you see, obviously, Romero today, he also put out his tweet for the season and all that, and you can see he was talking about the manager pretty much how, and even Van der Ven, both of them mentioned how they're still with the manager.
Yeah,
I can't remember no Spurs players over the last few years say that even of the manager at the end of the season. So there's definitely trust there. Sorry, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah,
that's all good.
Jez is right. It was like it's admirable that Ange wants to play his football, but what I want to see next season is they're not going to overhaul this squad Chelsea style and get rid of 20 players and sign 20 players. It's just not going to happen. So he's not going to get everything that he needs for next season. That's just how it goes. What I want to see is it's admirable you want to play football, your own football, and you'll try and teach it or keep players. But I want to see something where do you have the nous or do you take the pride out of yourself by going, okay, my brand of football is not working with this player for this game. I need to find another way to play. That's the big criticism you have of it. The fact that you haven't got a set piece coach is worrying as well. Hopefully that gets sorted out. And just, it's okay to have a philosophy and that, and you might get annoyed by people asking the same questions, but I think it's proven questions. Like, why don't, for example, your goalkeeper is now weak at corners or supposedly, right? So it needs more protection. So why aren't you doing that? So my opinion next season, if I was a Spurs fan, big up Conor, mate, I'd be going, what do we do? Is he good enough, or will he adapt to changes even mid-season, or even just go into different games?
Yes. And this is something I mentioned before, where I said maybe I'm not saying change your whole philosophy and become a defensive manager. I'm saying make tweaks in the tactic that makes us a bit more solid. He's conceded 61 goals this season. No, funny enough, we scored more goals than last season with Harry Kane in the team, who scored 30. So we scored more goals this season, but we conceded 61.
You only conceded one less than us.
Yes, which is crazy. And you have and before the season, everybody would have took definitely Chelsea's defense over us, definitely. So
it's mad. You scored more goals this season than you did with Harry Kane last season.
Yes, and he had 30, bro. And I told people, it's not that our team can't score. Like, it's ironically, no, I think we have better defender than last season. But it's the way this is where I play the manager. The way you set us up, you keep making scenarios where the team could see chances and how we can see goals. It's been a repetitive thing for me. So for me, like I said, I want to see tweaks in the tactics where we're not gonna be looking and look at the last month when we lost those 4 games in a row. Each and single game, I could look at the carbon copy and said, "Yo, we lost the same way." Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal, and
even in those opening 10 games, I remember a stream. Ross was doing it at that Tottenham Fulham game at the Tottenham Stadium. I think you won 2-0, but Fulham had more chances. I remember Willian was like through like 4 1-on-1s or something like that second half, and it was like, and I said to you even at the start of the season, I said Spurs are going to be exciting to watch because there's always going to be chances for them and the opposition.
I remember
he's going to have like the old Kevin Keegan style. We'll score if you score 4, we'll score 5.
And the funny thing is, we talked about literally on this show that, and I agree with you when you said that. I don't like the fact that my keeper needs to make a brilliant save every game. I don't like that. And because this just shows the quality of Ricardo. I know he's been getting done on corners, but I think he's a great goalkeeper. For me, the back 5, him and the back 4, starting back 4, I look at them and say, you know what, you guys have been the one thing consistent despite losing all these goal games, conceding all these goals. No, I'm like, I need to see the makeup of the team for the number 6. Are you going to get competition for Madison? What's going to happen to the side role? Is this just going to be front 3? Is Son still going to stay captain? Are you willing to rotate Son? Because I talk about the Son conversation already last season. I think we need to start having about the conversations that don't sell him necessarily, but don't make him a consistent starter year in, year out. Exactly. Contract talks coming up. So
before you carry on, big up to Casually for the raid. Large up everyone that's tapped in from the raid. Please run up the likes, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. If you was already here, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to Casually FC as well. And Marshall asking me this flawless out of curiosity: would you take Enzo at United for the right price? Yes, I've seen enough, and I'll always, if you're talented, I'll always take you at my football club for the right price. Again. How before you go, how we're trying to play then ties into that, but because I have no idea what our style is, and I have no idea what, like when I say this, people like next season, I have no idea who the manager is. But if let's say we have a style that suits Enzo, yeah, because I think there's talent there, but I'm not. The right price is key. Well, yeah, go.
And also, like if you go,
50 million, let's say 50 million plus Kobe Mino.
What's
wrong with that?
I think it for 50 M's though. Yeah, if it was 50 million, yeah, I'd look at it and go, yeah.
Going back to what Jez was saying. Do you remember the discussions during the opening 10 games before everything fell apart when you played us? I know it's when it all fell apart. It's when you played us when we beat you 4. But do you remember the discussions? You remember after every game, one of the top 2 players that was getting praised was Vicario.
Yes, and I kept saying,
and that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign when your goalkeeper is getting praised every game. Every game he was doing 3 or 4 crucial.
Try when your goalkeeper is your player of the season for 3-4 years.
Exactly. This is not good. This is not a good thing. And also, don't get twisted. I think Ricardo is a great keeper. Like finally, a good keeper that I feel confident between the sticks. But man, you can't tell me every game we come off the game thinking, whew. Ricardo, man of the match, this dude saved us. I can't do that, and I've been called it out at the time.
I don't want my goalkeeper ever being man of the match. I just don't. I don't want to be man of the match.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like, yes, I can say all these things in my opinion, and this is cool, and I don't necessarily disagree with him. But when I was watching all this season, when I was switching, we keep getting chances away because it's not because the players are necessarily bad. Because I feel like you're setting these guys up to this. And I get it. because this first season you just want to make sure these guys understand. But I don't want to see a next scenario next season where you go to Man City or to Anfield, you play the same way and still getting killed the same way. Then I'm looking at the manager and say, why you're not realizing that this is just not gonna work? Or why you're not just realizing, you know what? It's nobody kills you if you go and be a bit defensive. Nobody's gonna kill you on this football club. People weren't killing people weren't killing. I feel like people weren't. Obviously, there were some definitely, but I wasn't killing content because of your defensive football. Was it joint? No. My issue is that you kept consistently playing players that were out of form, players that were consistently clearly injured.
It's being smart. If Spurs go away to City or go away to Arsenal and you're slightly more defensive, people go, all right, that makes sense for the game. It's as if you're playing that way, going away to Sheffield United or Burnley.
Well, that's the ironic thing about the City away game. They played two left backs at centre back. That's the ironic thing. We got a 3-3 draw, but they were better defensively. It doesn't make any frigging sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's the game we should see the load of goals.
And this is where I look at the manager. This is where I look at the manager.
He can do it. He can do it. He just chooses not to. That's the thing.
And this is the issue. And this is where I say, this was Andrew, when you were saying all these things about the club and everything that they need to back the manager, and if things don't go right, you might be angry, yes. But I can't act like and see like the manager's been completely faultless this season. I can't do that.
No.
That's why I say for the summer I look everything from a balanced perspective. I'm not gonna have an agenda towards the club or the manager. I'm gonna look at balance, and then at the end of the window, I'm gonna make my.
See what it is. And quickly, just before we close out, because Warrior J is asking this, he says, "How would you rate Ange Postecoglou's first season?" Obviously, let's say you finish. Let's say you stay where you're at and you finish 5th.
Yeah. Because notice the crazy part about it. I predicted us to finish 10th at the start of the season. Yeah, I had no confidence going into the season.
But you say that being said, based off of context change where you're at in the season.
Yes, and of course.
Yeah, you
of course. So, yeah. So, if you ask me how I feel about the season, I don't want to knock it off too much because I can't miss the first part of the season. But 2024 has been dreadful, and ironically, we have got actually a lot of decent results. It's just this ending part of the season.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, can I do half? Can I do half like a?
You could say, you can say great start, Paul. Like great start, and the first half was good. The second half wasn't. If you're saying 6.5, cool, yeah, or 6, that makes sense.
See,
I don't know what the average. I don't know what the average is. If you ask me how 2023 was, I felt this was like an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. 2024 was like a 5.56.
Yeah, so probably about 7 then.
See, I would I'd think it like this because I had them 8th because I think not a place. Remember at start? Remember when they're like, oh, we don't need Hurricanes goals. Yeah, you better do it at the back end of the season, mate. That's for sure. I'm struggling between like a C+ or a B-.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah,
because
actually, this rating is better.
I didn't expect them to be challenging for Champions League football. Then it obviously changes because they've had multiple chances where Villa, like I say, Villa have been crap the last 6 weeks. Or sorry, average the last 6 weeks. And every time Villa lost or dropped points, Spurs did not capitalise at all. Ironically, the only time they did probably capitalise was when they beat Villa.
And then we got smacked 1-0 by.
I'm like, if I was like a teacher reading it, I'd be like, if I saw Spurs, say, oh no, and then go, whoa, wait a minute, whoa. Hang on a minute, I didn't expect this. It's good. And then you go, you finished like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like a great film, isn't it? You think like you weren't expecting it to be great.
And the ending was
and at the end, it's like someone goes, it's all a dream. You go, shit. You know what I mean?
it's like the top.
You remember watching?
It was a shit ending, but it was a better shit ending than you even expected.
So the side note. So the second Matrix movie, I think it's Matrix Reloaded, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching it, and this is all before like you knew it was going to be like a sequel coming. I remember watching it, and at the end, like the main character is on the table, he's knocked out, and then it goes to be continued. And the reaction I was in the audience was like that. It's sort of like that's Spurs' season. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. Not using like the alphabet kind of system to create it is for me easier because for me like calling it 7 now is kind of like it's closer to very good than because I can't ignore how bad 2024 was. Even though the results went to our favors, most of the time, actually.
You've been rubbish since December.
Even December, I can include that. But the performances all being the same, but we getting results here, but then we lose maybe here or draw there. And this is the issue for me. So if I had to trade this Ange first season, probably a C plus to B minus, like so for said. I think this sounds probably better.
Yeah, I think that's extremely fair. Hey, chat, please let me know who's live as well, because we're going to redirect to somebody before we do indeed close out. Like, if this is your favorite show, there is a playlist for it on the channel, people. So make sure you check it out. Again, please run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. The content does not stop though, people, because we're going live on the playback for the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Dallas Mavericks Game 5. Game 5, that series is tied up at 2 apiece, and that is over on the Sarcasm City TV playback. We did a dual stream earlier for the Manchester United Newcastle United game, but that will be solely on the playback. So get over to playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, or download the App Store from your app. Head over there. I have been giving out game passes as well, so you can watch along with us. So, for instance, if the game is going on right now, you'd see us three on your screen, but then you'd see the game on in the background as well, and we're all synced up, so we're all reacting to it and no spoilers. And if you already have an NBA League Pass, you can use that on the show as well. So we all synced up, talking about the exact same thing. And no one's live. All right, yeah, that's what I will do. Is indeed redirect to the Arsenal United show. Yeah, go on.
You ever watch a stream and it's one of Strasbourg Steve's teams that you don't watch it wearing any earplugs or something like that, I would not do that. I would not recommend it. That was something I can understand why he doesn't go to. Obviously, he lives abroad, but if he lived here and went to live games like that, I could understand why someone sitting next to him would punch him. You know what I mean? That's great and everything, but I was like,
he would actually jump. He would probably jump a player on the pitch if you miss a chance, bro.
Yeah, man. I get it, understand passion and that, but sometimes that's why I was like, all right, chill. We let him say his thing, you know what I'm saying, have his moment, and they got to the point where it's like, all right, take 5, man, take 5. Sometimes you gotta save people from themselves. And yeah, I am gonna do that, Warrior J. I'll redirect to the Manchester United Arsenal show that he will get tomorrow. And that being said, that even won't be the Manchester United Arsenal show. So I need to change that. That will be the Manchester City Arsenal show, because obviously those two are going into the final day. Those two are going into the final day. Fighting for the Premier League title. Yeah, Veta will be there. You know what Veta's like. He's a joke. Yes, Sunshine, you got here late. You know what I'm saying? You arrived late.
Sunshine, in case of forget, yes, this is Chess. I know my name doesn't say it, because it's weird. She's been watching the show multiple times, and she only found out yesterday I'm this person on the channel.
Oh, you was at work, Sunshine? All right, fair enough. For that being said, Sunshine, hope to see you on the playback in about 40 minutes. We hope to see you over there.
Sorry, the sun is setting on our podcast here, Sunshine. Sorry.
All right, okay. We just go keep it stepping. But yeah, the only shows we got coming up tomorrow, people, is, like I said, it will be the Manchester City Arsenal show. So Veta will be on there alongside TJ and everybody's favorite content creator on the channel, Tony. He will be there, because I'm interested to see what Tony's thoughts are. Yeah, Warrior J. I seen it in regards to Warrior J. We go talk to Tony, man. I'm very interested to hear Tony's thoughts, because I'm not actually spoken about it.
It was good progress this year. Good progress.
Yeah. He'll say next year we're gonna smash them.
Next year the stars will align. The
stars are aligned. No, he said the stars were realigning. He was realigning.
Oh, realign. Sorry.
Realigning.
What happened is the stars were aligning.
Just make sure wherever you're gonna put the earth in, that there's gonna be enough oxygen then. Don't say don't put it next to the sun or some shit.
But yeah, again, you lot head over to the playback. Make sure I just drop the link in the chat. And 16 out of 10 teas. This is the last day. You're gonna get the teas are gonna be available before we close the shop. So we'll reopen the shop next month, but it won't be at the great price of £16.10, people. That is £16.10. Link is in the pinned comment. As you can see, the white and black one right there. I've got the other design on in black and white, which is 16 out of 10 right here. You also get it in blue and white. You also get it in red and black. Link is in the pinned comment for your 16 out of 10 tees. Because once we bring the shop back, people, we will not only have the 16 out of 10 tees. There'll be 16 out of 10 hoodies. There'll be 16 out of 10 beanies, 16 out of 10 snapbacks as well. I'm trying to pattern the bucket hat, but that is much tougher to do. And of course, 16 out of 10 hoodies as well. And there will be Sarcasm City merch as well. So we'll have the new logo that I'm going to get done for the channel, and I'll have the original logo as well. And that will be hoodies, that will be t-shirts, that will be snapbacks, that will be beanies. I'm trying to pattern the bucket hat as well, but they're much tougher to do, people. But love, man. And last thing as well, because we don't stop the content. We are available on all audio platforms as well. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to music. If there is a podcast section, Sarcasm City TV will be there, people. So please, everyone who's watching this right now, big up to all the audio listeners as always, though, but anyone who's watching this right now, if you have a Spotify account, even if you don't listen on Spotify, go to your Spotify right now, hit the follow button, and 5-star us on there. iTunes, all you iPhone users, same difference. 5-star us, leave us a review. Follow us on SoundCloud or whatever audio platforms as well, people. And you already know, Warrior Jake, when it comes to 16 out of 10. For those that are like, I don't know where it's from and what it means. Here it is.
By the way, can I just say, the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Right, big up the panel. What an idiot, man. What an idiot.
That clip is worse than that guy asking Ange to throw the game yesterday.
That is true, that actually. I agree with
that. That's more embarrassing.
I agree.
At least the guy that was asking had a purpose.
Facts. Like, there was actually a method to his madness. There was just no method to that madness. You know what I'm saying? The method was just shoppingness. That's what it was. But anyways, we are going to close out. See you lot in about 30 minutes on the playback for this Oklahoma City Thunder Dallas Mavericks Game 5. Watch along. But this has been the Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur Show, Mandem United Podcast, Ballers at the Bridge Podcast, talking that Tottenham talk live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.